I'm not embarrassed to tell you the real reason I make videos online. So here's a story that took a twist I didn't expect. So I was at a coffee shop the other day working on some stuff. It's kind of nice sometimes just to change my environment a little bit, get out of the parish office, go to a coffee shop and work on emails and homilies and that kind of stuff. And as soon as I walked in the shop, there was a guy sitting there by the door and he immediately looked at me and I could tell he kind of recognized me and he said, "Wait, do you make videos?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually do. I'm Father David Michael Moses." And he introduced himself. And he said he was just getting back into his faith more and more and had been watching some of the videos, which I was really glad to hear. And if you like these videos and you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do so you don't miss out on future content. So I talked to the guy for a moment. I actually invited him to our young adult group at our parish, which is just an awesome group of people. Then I went to the counter and ordered some tea with some honey and a side of no problems. I heard a kid say that the other day and I really liked it, so I'm gonna start using it. Then I sat down and got to work. I had my AirPods in, I had my laptop open. I was pretty focused, pretty locked in. And after a few minutes, a lady came up to me and she said, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm here with one of my friends and she watches your videos. And I just started watching your videos and she's too shy to ask, but we were wondering if we could get a picture with you." I was like, "Yeah, of course. Tell her to come over." So they came over and we took a picture. I told them I was so honored that they'd seen some of the videos and that they were finding them helpful. And I just asked, "What church do you guys go to?" They said, "Well, about that." One of the ladies said she didn't really go. The other said she was off and on, but hadn't really found a parish that she connected with quite yet. And in that moment, I thought, hey, I'm glad these people like me. I'm glad they like the videos. But that doesn't amount to much if they aren't acting on their faith. So it was a little bit bold, but I just said, guys, you should start coming back to church. There's a lot of great Catholic churches around here. Make it happen. They looked at me kind of surprised that I would be so direct, but I could tell they were letting it sink in. And I just asked, "Can I give you guys a blessing? Can I pray with you?" And they said, "Sure, we'd love that." So I prayed over them right there in the coffee shop. I prayed that they would be freed from anxiety and fear. I prayed that they would be filled with the peace of God, that they would have hope about the future. But I also prayed very clearly out loud that they would find a church community and start going back to Mass. After the blessing, they thanked me for taking the time and they went back to their seats. Afterwards, I put my AirPods back in, opened my laptop, went back into it. But about 30 minutes later, that first lady came back up to me again. And she again said, "I am so sorry to bother you, but my friend and I have been talking over there and yeah, we need to go back to Mass again." Then she held up a book that she had and she said, "My daily planner has a little blurb for today that just says, if you're looking for a sign, this is it." I laughed and I said, "Yeah, I think this is your sign. God is absolutely trying to communicate with you today." And she said, "Well, thank you for being so kind and taking the time to pray with us." So, why do I make videos? I don't make videos so people will like me, although it's nice to be liked. I don't make videos so people will recognize me, although it's fun to get recognized. I make videos so you will act on your faith, so you will do something different. It would have been so easy in that moment with those ladies to think, okay, they like me and they like my videos. Don't ruin it, David Michael. Don't challenge them. Just see your videos as planting seeds. Hopefully they'll see a video in the future that will get them back to Mass. It would have been easy to think that, just to leave them where they were at, watching my videos, but not going to church. But that's not why I make videos. I make videos so you can become real disciples, so that you can come to know Jesus, so that you can start to live a new life, so that things can change. I am so honored that you've taken the time to watch this video and any other videos you might watch. But I'll admit, these videos aren't a real connection with God. They aren't. This is YouTube. The next video recommended to you is probably some fitness influencer's morning routine. This video isn't church. It's not worship. It's not prayer. But I made it because I hope it will get you there. If my videos don't get you there, then they haven't worked. I've failed. If you're watching this and you don't go to church, start going this Sunday and keep going every Sunday after that. If you do go to church, but you haven't been to confession in a while, then go this week. Make that your number one priority and keep going every month after that. If you go to church and you go to confession, but you don't have a personal prayer life, then schedule that today and every day after that. And if you go to church and confession and you pray, then call a friend who might need some encouragement. Think about how you could better love your spouse or be more present for your kids. Wherever we're at, let's level up. Let's go deeper. The Catholic Church has the fullness of truth. Everything God has revealed to humanity, it's all there. Look, I have no problem saying I want people to be Catholic. I want everyone to be Catholic. Catholics who are living their faith to the fullest extent possible. Saints, great saints. And honestly, that's the effect I want you to have on the people around you. In your family, at school, at your workplace. I want you to be all about bringing people to Christ in everything that you do. Pope Leo says he wants us to be a missionary church. That's what we're going for. We are fishers of men, bringing them to the truth. I'm out here fishing on YouTube. So I'm glad you're here, but please don't stay here. Put this into action. Don't just live stream the Mass from home. Don't just watch sermons on YouTube. Go to church. Go to confession. Start volunteering. Join a community. Put yourself out there. That's where you'll find what you're really longing for. So if you see me in a coffee shop sometime, please feel free to come say hi. I would love to meet you. But I might ask if you go to church. And if you don't, I won't judge you, but I'll probably want to pray with you that you start going. And that's what good fathers do, because I love you. I hope that's helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time. God bless.